we've made mistakes in the United States, we, along with other developed countries, have contributed most significantly to the problem that we face with climate change. We are hoping that India will not make the same mistakes. Some of the things that you've said in testimony and elsewhere is, if you want to do the greatest favor for India and China and the rest of the world, just pass Henry Waxman, Hollywood Henry's cap and trade bill, right?
Yeah, they don't give a hoot about the environment. They're building out, and she needs to look out the window. So the worst pollution going these days is coming out of India and China.
And they're not going to sign on to these things.
Not at all. And they told President Obama at the G8, you go jump in a lake with this. Let's lower the emissions. We're building out, buddy, and we're going to take you guys over.
Can you think of any other nation on earth that would deny its citizens access to its own resources, shale oil, natural gas, Anwar, off Santa Barbara? Although Schwarzenegger has backpedaled on that, now says he's in favor of exploiting oil off the coast of Santa Barbara. About time, Arnold. Yeah, exactly.
Let me give you a little story here. My folks are from Louisiana. Northwest Louisiana. They came out to California in the 40s during the war and after the war and worked hard. But one thing they kept was land in Louisiana. And I've inherited, me and my brothers and cousins, we've got land in Louisiana that is just filled with natural gas. It's filled with natural gas. Mm-hmm. But yet they won't let the oil companies, the gas companies come in there and drill. And to where a few of my cousins who have been lucky to get royalties from this, they get $10,000 to $15,000 a month from this natural gas in Louisiana. But here we are sitting on it for the last 3 decades and saying, no, can't touch it. And we have an energy crisis. It doesn't make sense.
I don't think, Harry, that people in America understand the magnitude of Hollywood Henry's proposal, this Waxman-Markey nonsense, that literally, if you can tax energy, you can tax everything any American does. I mean, any movement you make, whether you're in manufacturing, retail, a wholesale, you're a jobber, you're going to tax when you turn on your laptop. This is the breadth of this is amazing, and I don't think Americans get it yet.
They tax you when you die. They tax your body. They come to your heirs and offer a tax, an estate tax. It's messed up, man. We have got to get back to the American principles. And Thomas Jefferson said that government that governs least governs best. And doggone it, he was absolutely correct.
Hold that thought. We are talking with the co-founder, CEO of the National Black Chamber of Commerce and Barbara Boxer's Bête Noire, Harry C. Alford. He is our guest. More with Harry when we come back.
Standing by the road with a heavy load of seeds he sowed. And if you see your sister falling by the way, just stop and say, well, you're going the wrong way.
You know, about the best way we can help our brothers and sisters is to liberate them. And a fellow who's been doing yeoman's work in this regard is Harry C. Alford, co-founder, CEO, president of the National Black Chamber of Commerce. You know, if you do not own the rights to the fruits of your own labor, you are not free. We fought a great war in the 19th century over this. I don't know why so many, quite frankly, Harry, blacks or Hispanics or females or whatever quote-unquote minority group you want to talk about, fall into this trap that somehow raising taxes is going to help them or becoming more dependent upon government. We've got to liberate people from that, do we not?
We've got to be free. Absolutely. And that's one of the things the National Black Chamber of Commerce tries to do is educate the African-American community on the values and the beauty of capitalism and entrepreneurship. That is true freedom.
It really is. It's the antithesis of a dog-eat-dog social Darwinism. If you take away the rights of property, you take away the rule of law, and whoever wins an election has unlimited power to do anything they want. That is the opposite of capitalism. Capitalism requires that you produce something and you trade cooperatively with your neighbor. Your property is protected. Your labor is protected. I can't think of any group who should be in support of that more than the African Americans.
Absolutely. Well, and when you look at businesses in New York City, black-owned businesses in New York City, 80% of those businesses are owned by Caribbeans or Africans.
Wow.
Yeah, and that says something. That says a lot. And it's because these people have the ingenuity to come to this land that embraces capitalism, and they spread their wings.
Well,
and we are homegrown here. We should be understanding that.
Why doesn't that happen with the homegrown population?
Well, it goes back a ways, and historically speaking, there was a guy named Booker T. Washington who matched education with entrepreneurship, and he built Tuskegee University by offering kids free tuition if they helped build out the school, build the buildings and build the campuses. In exchange for that carpentry and the roofing and the plumbing and such, they would get tuition, and then they would, in the end, they'd have the school built and they would have an education. And Teddy Roosevelt brought him to the White House, had him for dinner, and all hell broke loose. And the moment after that dinner, they founded the NAACP and the Urban League within a year apart, both of them. And the NAACP said the government has the obligation to take care of the quote-unquote Negro. And the Urban League was stressing to people in the South, blacks in the South, to come move up north and work in the new plants up north and get away from that Southern heritage, sell your land, and move up north and work in a plant.
Wow.
And here we are, 100 years later, going back to square one.
Isn't that amazing? This is such an important group you have. How can people, black businesses or anybody, how can people join this group, the National Black Chamber of Commerce, and where's your website?
Yeah, the website is www.nationalbcc.org. And it has just been bursting out of the seams here in the last...
Gee, I wonder why. I wonder why. Well, I hope we can do our part, too, to get people to join and to make certain this organization has you to be the mouthpiece of what's really going to provide what's really going to transcend race in America. Because I'll tell you, the marketplace knows no color. I don't care who makes my chair. The only color I care about is green.
Absolutely. God is great, and God bless America.
Well, Harry C. Alford, it really has been a pleasure talking with you. I don't suppose you're getting too many invites back to Congress these days.
Well, yeah, I was invited then by the Republican side, so I still have friends there.
Still have friends there. Well, keep up the good fight, my friend, and we'll have you back for a little longer sometime, all right?
Anytime. Thank you so much.
You bet. Thanks so much. That's the CEO, co-founder, Harry C. Alford of the National Black Chamber of Commerce. Folks, this is exactly what the doctor ordered. Here you have somebody willing to go to Congress, speak their mind about health care reform, about omnipotent government and how that's not a friend of African Americans, and most importantly these days about Hollywood Henry Waxman's cap and trade tax. Harry, way to go. Folks, I'll be back tomorrow. See you then.